Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. This time around we have Grizzly cast iron cookware, and right off the bat guys, when I open this I am greeted to a very lovely handwritten note, which just goes to show how much they have attention to detail. It is a very nice touch, and when they ship this they take their time when they package and make these pieces. You can tell that they take their time. So getting into the skillet itself, first thing that I noticed is how shiny it is. The second thing that I noticed was how heavy it is. For being a 12-inch skillet, this thing is extremely heavy. I want to say the heaviest 12-inch that I've used has to be probably Lodge. Finex is probably second close, but this is extremely heavy, and I don't know if it has to do anything with the nickel plating, but I was kind of caught off guard of how heavy it is. The other thing that I noticed is how smooth the bottom is. Actually, there's a little bit of roughness, but I want to say it's just, maybe it needs a little bit of cleaning, some soap, and maybe that kind of will alleviate the, just a little bit of roughness. The inside, though, is silky smooth. It has been CNC machined, as you can tell. Very, very smooth. The inside looks phenomenal. The pour spouts look to be, that traditional sand mold texture, but they're very pronounced, and I like that a lot. The other thing that I, like, as always, is the information that they include, because for many people, if you don't know how to use cast iron, that comes in handy, or for whatever reason, this is nickel plated, so I don't have much information about it, and I obviously want to read everything that they include, even that thank you letter, the social media. If you like cooking and posting pictures, you can tag them, and then just clean up and taking care of this. Like I mentioned, I've never used a nickel plated anything, so for me it's a new venture, and I'm excited to give this a go, and I want to try it out and see how well it does. For people that are new to cast iron, this is probably going to help with the seasoning part. So if you don't know how to season, you don't want to deal with that, nickel plating is probably going to be a good option for you. You also have options like enameled, but taking a closer look at this, like I said, very good craftsmanship. It looks great. The nickel plating looks to be very even, no defects whatsoever. The handle is a very nice, long, ergonomical, design. The helper handle also a very nice design. It has that bear paw kind of design on the underside, but it's not just for looks, because it actually is functional. So I do like that. It gives you confidence when you hold it, and it feels very good in your hand. So I like that a lot, and I do recommend, when you got food in this, I'm sure you're gonna need two hands. So anyway, great product. It does retail for $195, but it's awesome. All right, guys. So one thing that I did notice, and I haven't used it, as you can see, it's brand new. I haven't used it. I just washed it right now, and I sat it on my stovetop, and it is a spinner. It has, it just, I don't know why. I don't know if that's just the way, this one was, and maybe it's a little defective. But it has wobble. And this is brand new, as you can tell. It hasn't even been used. And you can tell it hasn't been used because my stove is clean as well, so it's not like I used it. But I just unboxed it. That's the only thing that it's kind of disappointing. But, brand new skillet. Still a great product. I do like it. Just wish that it didn't have that issue. It has a little bit of wobble. And like I said, it is a spinner. And even if I was to put it on my countertop, you can hear it hasn't been used, as you can see. No marks, no imperfections, brand new. So, like I mentioned, just a little upsetting, but I don't know if they're all like this, so either way, I still like it. I'm still gonna give it a go and do a review on this, cook some food in it, and I'll let you guys know. And Hey guys, so as you can see, I got my oil preheating here and I got my pan preheating as well. So I was actually going to do a separate video showcasing the cooking performance of this nickel plated piece. Their 12-inch is the only one that's actually on sale right now, because they have a 10-inch as well, but that one is out of stock. They also have a 10-inch dual handle pan for 170. But if you sign up for their email listing, you guys can actually pick this up for a little bit cheaper. But anyway, going back to what I was, talking about was, I wanted, to see, since I was already kind of disappointed with the wobble, I wanted to see, the cooking performance. So all I got here is my chicken breast tenders that I meal prep for. And all I got is just some adobo seasoning. And like I, mentioned, I had a little bit of oil. It's not like, a lake of oil, or, as you can see, not very much oil on the cooking surface. And I'm flipping the chicken like it's nothing. Usually, I wait about a minute or so, or maybe even a little bit more, until that bottom kind of, starts to crisp and it releases. That wasn't the case here. I was being impatient and I flipped it right away, and I was like, oh, it's going to get stuck and it's going to pool and tear the chicken breast. That didn't happen, and I was very pleasantly surprised, because the last time that I was able to do that was with nonstick cookware. Am I saying that cast iron is bad? No, it's just a different type of learning curve, a type of different type of cooking features that cast iron has. So it's not that it's a negative thing, but I was just like I said, very surprised, because I'm flipping my chicken like it's nothing. It's not getting stuck. It's moving around. I'm checking to see if anything is sticking, and still nothing is sticking. So like I mentioned, very pleasantly surprised. And then not only that, but I'm getting a great char, and everything is just working great. There's no room for me to complain. I'm very happy, just blown away just of the performance for cooking. The only downside is just that darn wobble. Other than that, this is amazing. I recommend this just on the cooking performance? Yes, this is amazing. It's great. I like it. All I got to do now is see how well it's going to clean up and how well it's going to hold up. So very happy with this. And as you can see, all that was left here was just the adobo seasoning that charred to the cooking surface. That was it. And I haven't cleaned it yet, and I'm going to clean it now. We're going to see how easy it is, so bear with me. I'm going to clean this and I'll let you guys know what I think. So they do mention that you can use the rough side of your sponge, or you could just use a brush. But wow, it actually doesn't take very long to clean up. As you guys saw, I was just grilling some chicken breast, and all I did was just add a little bit of adobo seasoning to my chicken breast. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, I don't know if we can, like boil water in this. I don't know if you can boil water. I don't know if acidic food is okay in this. So that's something I would have to talk to Grizzly about, to see if, things like that is okay with this nickel plated coating. But so far, as you can see, this is real time. It's coming out pretty clean. Not very hard. I don't have to, there isn't a lot of pressure involved. Very simple. I'm using hot water. It's not lukewarm, but yeah, it is pretty warm. And let's see. Switch it up a little bit. And that's about it. Cleanup was pretty easy. Here we go. That is about it. So far, I am. Oh, and just so you guys know, cooking with this, I was very, very surprised, very happy. Nothing's stuck. My chicken flipped right away, and that was very nice. Especially with newer cast iron, where you kind of have to break it in, or you know, you do have to have a good, good knowledge of heat control, because with now, nowadays with the popular non-stick, it honestly, it's kind of like autopilot. You don't have to really do anything. You just throw your food on it and cook, and that's about it. There isn't much technique involved, and with cast iron and stainless steel and carbon steel, there has to be a technique that has to be applied. So I was very pleasantly surprised, because I've never owned a nickel-plated piece of cookware, and this is new, and it is cast iron. One of the things that I do want to mention is that it is very heavy. This is their 12-inch. I don't know if it's because of the nickel plating, if that adds in a little bit of weight. I highly doubt. I'm sure the nickel plating is very, very thin. I don't know exactly how it is applied, but as you can see, it almost looks like nothing happened. It almost looks like I never used it. So very, very happy with that. Cleanup is a breeze. You guys saw me, and I used a sponge. I used soap. They do recommend that you use soap. They don't recommend that you dishwash it. And they do say that if there is some discoloration to the nickel, that you can do a little bit of Barkeeper's Friend. I forget the exact one, but Barkeepers, you can use that to bring back a little bit of that, that, I guess you could say, evenness of the nickel plating. If you start to get or develop like staining, there's a little bit of staining there, possibly just oil. But this is like brand new, guys. This is amazing. It did a great job. It cooked amazingly. With my first experience with cast iron, I had a hard time, especially because I didn't know, like I mentioned, with Teflon pans, it's a lot easier. There isn't much technique involved. And when I switched over to cast iron, obviously there was a learning curve. But with this, since I've picked up, more, like I know how to cook a little more. I'm not a pro, but I know how, obviously we're not going to go to a high heat. So preheated, did all that just like I normally would with a normal piece of cast iron. And it performed more than what I was expecting. It performed great. So in the end, very happy. I highly recommend this, especially for those that are new to cast iron and don't want to deal with the seasoning part of it. This is phenomenal. I want to say that my wife will most likely use this, and I'm more than okay for her using this. This is, like I mentioned, a great skillet. I mean, a little bit of staining, but that doesn't matter. That's, I'm sure that's gonna build into maybe a seasoning layer. So I'm gonna not always use soap, but I do like that, you can use soap. I do like that it's not gonna affect anything. You're not gonna, with newer cast iron, seasoned cast iron, you want to build. So I typically don't use soap, the first month or two. I just use hot water and either a bristle brush, or the chain mail, or a scraper, plastic scraper. Those are the things that I like to use to clean my cast iron. But with this, just a normal sponge works. And like I said, normal. They did mention that there was going to be a little bit of staining, but that's fine. I don't, that doesn't matter. I'm sure the more I'm cooking it, the more it might start to change, and that's fine. Again, the only downside, and it just could be just my piece, that it has a, it's not flat, so it does spin, which, it does make me a little sad, but other than that, this is so far amazing. Very happy with this. Well, anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoy this video, and as always, thank Thank you guys for watching.